There's some basketball player. You know me, I don't follow sports very closely. Baseball is the only one that I really follow much at all. But there's this basketball player. His name is Provorov. And Provorov has a religious objection to putting on the gay pride flag on his jersey. And he was told by his team that he had to wear a gay pride flag jersey. And he said, no, I'm Christian. That actually contradicts my faith. So no thanks. I'm not going to wear the jersey. And they said, you have to wear the jersey. He said, I don't want to wear the jersey. And it was like that scene in Seinfeld when during AIDS, everyone wanted you to wear a little ribbon on your clothing. And Kramer said, I don't want to wear the ribbon. He said, wear the ribbon. Why aren't you wearing the ribbon? And it has reached such a fever pitch that some Looney Tune anchor just went on an unhinged rant about this man not wanting to wear a gay symbol on his body.
The theme is not hockey is for everyone, ... unless you don't believe in gay rights, then do whatever you want. If the National Hockey League is going to do this, if any league is going to do this, do it properly or reevaluate what you're doing. Because there's not a lot of repercussions that I'm seeing from any league. Now, it could change with the NHL. I think you fine the Flyers $1 million for this. I'm not kidding. Figure this out and stop offending people on nights where it's not about that. It's supposed to be about inclusivity. The National Hockey League need to attack this and figure this out. Because what I heard last night was offensive and didn't make any sense. Because, for instance, if that was a military night, okay?
Right.
If anyone in Canada or in the States on a military appreciation night wouldn't wear a jersey pregame, do you have any idea the uproar that would have happened on that? Do you have any idea the backlash? Do you have any idea what happened on social media? It's ridiculous.
Do you have any idea? I'm laughing for a couple of reasons. One is I just proved my thesis that I don't know anything about sports because I thought it was a basketball player, but it's a hockey player. Okay, all right. Actually, I prefer hockey to basketball. There's more fights. It's a little bit more exciting. Manly sport, isn't it? And in this manly sport, this Christian guy says, I don't want to wear the gay thing. Please don't make me wear the gay thing. And then this Looney Tune on the NHL channel, he says, could you imagine if a player didn't want to wear a jersey honoring military veterans? As if to say that a man who goes out there and fights for his country, risks his life to go kill the bad guys and protect our freedom and our traditions, that is the same thing as a guy who really, really, really likes doing weird sex stuff. Both of those things are equally deserving of our admiration. Well, Colonel, I really appreciate the sacrifice you made being wounded overseas to protect my country. And you, Julio, I'm glad that you went to the bathhouse yesterday. I find both of those things so terribly honorable. Give me both of your jerseys. No. No. One of those things is admirable. One of those things is at best kind of weird and a matter that we don't need to talk about all that much publicly. That's the best case scenario, okay? How can you imagine? The guy, he seems genuinely confused. And he goes on.
Nothing scares me more than any human being who says, I'm not doing this because of my religious beliefs. Because when you looked in people's lives, you normally say that publicly, you'd throw up at what you saw. You would throw up at what you saw. And I have seen that a million times in a lot of different ways. So don't give me that. With respect. Don't give me that, because no one's perfect. All right? Don't feed me the religious beliefs line. And all of a sudden the NHL is going to back off this. The National Hockey League today needs to fine that organization $1 million and reevaluate how they support gay rights. Because that is insulting. That is the #1 trending topic in Canada. That is insulting what happened in Philadelphia.
Remember when the argument was, hey, what's it matter to you? Hey, man, what's your hang up? Why do you care what people do in their bedrooms? It doesn't affect your life. But if you don't wear the gay t-shirt, we're going to fine you $1 million. But it doesn't affect you. Hey, come on. How does my gay marriage affect your real marriage? It doesn't affect, but give me $1 million if you ever so much as even cast a slight glance of aspersion on the glorious, wonderful thing we call homosexual sexual behavior. How dare you? That would be like insulting a military veteran. You see how that, and do you remember at the time when the libs said all that, the conservatives said, no, man, it's actually a slippery slope, and we're not all just free-floating atoms, so things that affect anyone, and certainly groups of people, end up affecting all of society. And they say, shut up, bigot. Shut up with your stupid religion. And wear the t-shirt of my religion. Get your religion out of public. Wear my religion. Wear my flag. Wear my symbols. Accept my moral order. My immoral order, frankly, was what the left is pushing. And what he used, one of the shallowest arguments you'll ever hear. He said, I'm sick and tired of people invoking their religion, especially these Christians. That's what he was insinuating. He's calling out a Christian in particular, but he said these religious people generally. Do you know some of these Christians, they could sin? Did you know that? They commit sins. Yeah, so you better not have any standard of right and wrong, good and bad. You better not try to do good and avoid evil, because you're a fallen creature and you sin. So therefore, you're a hypocrite. Having a standard and falling short of that standard is not hypocrisy. We use the word hypocrisy today in a way that is very, very silly. Having a standard and falling short of that standard, as you sincerely try to uphold that standard, is called being human and pursuing virtue. And it is central to the Christian life. It is the premise of Christianity, that mankind has fallen. We can't save ourselves. We are in need of a savior. We require God's grace if we are to have salvation. That's it. And this man, this obvious religious bigot, is demonstrating his ignorance and his intolerance and all the things that he accuses us of. So maybe the next time that there is a cultural issue that comes up and those crazy right-wing, probably religious, fanatical types try to draw a line in the sand and say, hey, this is not good, this is going to affect society, maybe don't throw the nonsense back at them and say, oh, how does this affect you? Politics affects all of us. That's why it's politics. That's what politics means. Politics means public.